All right, we're gonna go through the summary of factual accusations because I don't want to go through this whole read this whole goddamn thing. Summary of factual accusations. All right. And this is the girl Liza Gardner. Upon information and belief in 1990, Liza Gardner was in, and this ain't the girl that I was just talking about, just to be clear, because that situation was 2003. This one is 1990, way before 2003. 1990s Uptown Records. It ain't even no bad boy yet, right? So, upon information and belief, in 1990, Lisa or Liza, maybe Liza Gardner was in NYC with a friend. They were invited to NYC by close friends who were members of a chop topping record group signed to MCA Records. Ms. Gardner and the members of this group are all from North Carolina. That would be Jodeci. Liza Gardner and her friend met Combs and Hall at the offices of MCA Records for an event hosted by MCA Records. Combs and Hall would be Aaron Hall, Combs would be Sean Diddy Combs. Combs and Hall were very flirtatious and handsy with Liza Gardner and her friend, offering them drinks throughout the night. Towards the end of the night, Liza Gardner and her friend were invited by Combs and Hall back to Hall's apartment for an after party. While at Hall's apartment, Liza Gardner was offered more drinks and was coerced into having sex with Combs. After Combs finished doing his business, Liza Gardner laid in bed, shocked and traumatized. Huh? As she was in the process of getting dressed, Hall barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced Liza Gardner to have sex with him. After Hall finished raping Liza Gardner, she quickly got dressed and ran out of Hall's house. Her friend left shortly after. Did Aaron Hall go to jail for rape? I'm gonna have to look that up next. Liza Gardner's friend shared with her that she too had been forced to have sex with Combs and Hall in another room. Upon information and belief, when Combs finished with Liza Gardner, he and Hall switched and they commenced assaulting Liza Gardner's friend. A couple of days later, Combs came to the home where Liza Gardner and her friend were staying. He was irate and began assaulting and choking Liza Gardner to the point that she passed out. Combs was searching for Liza Gardner's friend because he was worried that she would tell the girl he was with at the time what he and Hall had done to them. Damages. After this incident, Liza Gardner informed her close friends and family about what had occurred. Over the years, she has sought medical treatment to heal from the trauma visited by her upon her by Combs and Hall. First cause of action: battery. Liza Gardner incorporates by referencing all preceding paragraphs and realleges them as it said them as if set forth fully herein. Defendants committed battery against Liza Gardner when they penetrated Liza Gardner and physically assaulted her, Combs against her will. Defendants intentionally and without her consent attacked Liza Gardner to satisfy their sexual desires. Under all circumstances, the defendant's physically contact with Liza Gardner was offensive and wrongful. Defendants continued to attack Liza Gardner despite her attempts to thwart their actions. Defendant's conduct was the direct and proximate cause of Liza Garner's past and future substantial damages, including significant pain and suffering, lasting psychological and financial harm, loss of dignity, and invasion of privacy. The defendant's actions constitute sexual offenses as defined in Article 130 of the New York Penal Law, included but not limited to sexual misconduct and forcible touching. The plaintiff's claim for battery and thus timely under the Adult Survivors Act, New York. These are all the same thing. No, it's civil. It ain't a criminal case. It's going to be a criminal case. Y'all want to be famous. You see what happens with a lot of these people, and I'm going to say allegedly because I was just talking about this case, is that these people get so much money and they have all this material shit. So they should be able to have any and any body they want. They can't accept no. How you gonna tell me knowing I got a Bentley, a Rolls Royce, a Phantom, a Maybach, 100,000 on my wrist, 500,000 on my neck, 100,000 in my ears? Who are you to tell me no to anything? I'm the man. And they start believing that shit. Everybody start dick eating. Pardon my French. Everybody start nut eating. Oh, yo, you that nigga, yo, you that, yo. Their head just deflate like this. Can't even get walked through the door no more. Because they got a few hit records. They got 10 hit records on the radio. I don't care. They forget they regular just like you and me because they are getting so much publicity for their talents. And then they can't accept no. But this thing right here, these allegations from Cassie, which is very detailed, kicking her in the face, bro. I know there's a lot of couples out here that have fights. And sometimes the women could be aggressive because you got the women that like to fight, they like to start shit. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? But and you got the men that ain't shit that just beat on women all the time, but won't never fight a nigga. Right? Will never fight a man. So it's on both sides, right? But when you see in this pattern, like in Puff case, where you got his former employees saying they have knowledge of physical violence against several girlfriends, and then you have these women come out and saying these things,